All right, gang, how's it going today? I am back finally with the actual play. Finally. Uh, yeah, I know, hard to believe, but I have not forgotten the game. So let's get something resembling caught up here. Act 1, Scene 3 is where we're going. Okay, quick recap. We had a gigantic Klingon battlecruiser pop out of a temporal anomaly and start hurtling towards a space station with 3,000 people on it. And this is a bad thing. So the Seneschal and a couple of the escort vessels assigned to the station, the USS Tenra and the USS DeFalco, both of them Shax class escort vessels. What, you didn't think I did that video the other day for my health, did you? Anyway, these two ships helped the Seneschal bring that Klingon cruiser under control so that the station's automatic defense systems didn't have to blow it up. And now I think we're ready to move on. I think we are going to go directly into... Let's board the ship. We found, the scans revealed no life signs, and there was, the ship was operational. There was life support. There just weren't any life signs. So we are going to... Wait, was there life support? I don't think there was life support. Actually, we didn't say. Let's find out real quick. Yes, no matrix. Highly probable that there is no life support. So let's highly improbable that there is life support. Let's be consistent here. Double check the good old yes no matrix. Because I can never remember which number is what. Highly improbable. And I rolled a 14, so no, there is no life support. Currently active. No life support. Support. Highly improbably? Well done, Patrick. Fix that, because I... No, we came up with no, there were no life signs. Okay. So we're about to go, and I'm just going to say that we're doing that. A boarding party. Yeah, I know. Watching me type is boring. I should really have some elevator music on this thing. Okay, so we're going to take Commander Chadwick, who is our science officer. We're going to take Commander Nichols, who is our communications officer and translates things. And we are going to take Sarah, our half Gorn, half Saurian security officer, for busting heads, if necessary. And we'll take some red shirts as sacrifices just to prove things are serious. So let me save that while I'm thinking about it. Before we go too far, I want to make sure I've got... Oh, I don't. I do not have a sheet for Commander Nichols. So what I'm going to do is make one real fast. And like our other, excuse me, like our other major NPCs, I'm going to create a character sheet, but we're going to do this whole thing with creation and play, so I don't have to do a whole lot. Alrighty, hold on just a second. Let me bring that up so you're not just staring at me doing all this off screen. Alright, there is the beginnings of her character sheet. But let us Alright, so we've got her rank and so let's put her attributes in there. 2 10s, 2 9s, an 8, and a 7. So I'm going to give her 10s in presence and reason. I'll put one of her 9s in control. And another in insight. No, take that back. I'm going to put the 9 in fitness, 8, and 7. She's a human, so her 3 points go into any attributes I want. So let's put one of those points into daring. And one of them into control. 10, 20, 30, 39. Plus 9 is 48. 30, 39. Two 10s, 2 9s, an 8, and a 7. Something. I can't do simple math in my head anymore. It's terrible. All right, let's try this. That's only 55. At 56, shouldn't we? Let's look at 10, 10, 10, 2 9s, 20, 30, 41, 6. I shortchanged her somewhere. Well, let's try that. Okay. Either a 5 and a 3 or 2 4s here in. I'm going to give her 2 4s. Focus is linguistics because she's doing translation stuff. So I'm just going to plan ahead. 30, 48, 56. Okay, there we go. And that still bothers me for some reason. Okay, and a value. I don't really have a particular value in mind. I'm going to go to the internet real quick. Since communications falls under operations, I am going to go find some operations values and see if I can come up with something that sparks my imagination. Sciencey value, Vulcan values, medical values. Here we go. Engineering types. $37, 47, 51, 51. Okay, on this table that Michael created, 51 is we build our own future, which sounds all right to me. Our own future. All right, there we go. She is... Yes, I wish to replace it. Okay, there we go. So we got that. All right, let's get back to what we were doing. Sorry for that little diversion. Let's figure out what we're going to encounter when we get over there, when we beam in. Abandoned places. There is a table on 271, a probability matrix for abandoned places, which seems like an appropriate thing to look at when you're going on to a derelict starship. So let's get back into our notes. And look at abandoned places. Rolled a... What did we roll? We rolled an 11. Haunting figures appear and disappear randomly. Because that's not unnerving at all. And with this temporal anomaly, I mean, maybe there are life signs. They're just trapped in some kind of temporal flux. We'll have to figure that out when we get there. but all right, so we've rolled and we're beaming over, and we'll have haunting figures appearing and disappearing randomly. So let's have now that we're on board, let's have Commander Chadwick we'll have Commander Nichols attempt to access comms and computer systems, and we'll have Sarah attempt to access ship logs if Nichols succeeds. All right, Chadwick first. I think that's going to be a reason plus science task, which for her is reason is an 11, her science is a 5. So target number 16. Rolled a 10 and an 18. One success, which is all she needed. We'll find out what she found in a minute. Now, for Nichols, attempting to access comms and computer systems, that's going to be reason plus engineering. Which for her is a, whoops, no, 10 and a 4. A pair of 5s. Two successes. So now that there's access to the computer system, Sarah is going to try to access the logs. And that I'm going to say is going to be reason plus security. which is a 9 and a 5. And she did not succeed. She rolled a 15 and a 16. So we'll just have to wait on that one. All right. Did I do any Klingon world building? I know that the show itself has not mentioned the word Klingon. So let me review my notes here real fast and see. All right, I have not. So we're going to wind up doing a little bit of Klingon world building. No one has heard from the Klingons for over 100 years, since before the burn. I suppose they became members of the Federation at some point between the last season of Picard and the first and the third season of Discovery, but they left the Federation for reasons of their own, which they didn't really discuss. Okay, so let's say they joined in the late 25th century. Withdrew late 29th, early late 30th. Early 31st. Century. Which they did not elaborate on. Oops. Snetchery. Okay. As they approached joining the Federation, a lot of their Viking biker warrior stuff kind of went by the wayside. They began to evolve socially. They became more contemplative, more warrior monk than always spoiling for a fight. And toward the time they started to withdraw, they were trying to get some of that warrior instinct back. Okay, let me write that down. they began to mellow as a culture, becoming less antagonistic, more contemplative. Something happened in the 30th century that they were therefore not prepared for. Maybe they were invaded from the other side. Who knows? Hard to say at this point. I'm just trying to come up with some things in my head so I know how to approach this. There was little when they left the Federation, there was very little communication after the burn. Everybody had other problems, and no one has really tried to reestablish contact on either side. Okay, there's some of the Klingon world building. Let me save that so I don't lose it. So, does Nichols know Klingon? I'm going to say it's likely. And I rolled a 2. Yes. Yeah, she knows Klingon. 2. Yes, she does. All right. So she is busy looking over logs. What is the main character, the captain, Captain Marshall? What is he doing during all this? He is wandering the ship with red shirts. He's got a couple of red shirts scattered in one direction. He's got one with him going in another because this is a big ship. There's a lot of exploring to do. Phasers drawn. Highly likely. Can't imagine why they wouldn't be, but doesn't matter. It's highly likely. I rolled a 13. Yes. I'm going to, by fiat, say they are on stun. It's a Klingon ship. They're on heavy stun. All right, so they're still. All right. She rolled a success. What does that mean? So let's create some spaces here to work with. So are the 50-50, are their life signs? Got an ace. Yes. Okay, so there are life signs, which would explain why the phasers are drawn and on heavy stun. Can she pinpoint them? Also 50-50. 18, no. That's a 50-50. Rolled an 18. No. Strong or faint? Through 10. Strong. 11 through 20. Faint. 19. Faint life signs. Which we can't pinpoint. Okay, great. So that's enough of that. Let's see. Now, she managed to bring the computer systems to life and access their communications logs. Can she figure out what the ship's name is? Very likely. And she rolled a 7. Ja, guess I'll have. All right. So we know the name of the ship. What else would she discover there? We'll get back to that. All right. And Sarah just didn't have any success. I don't know why I'm creating extra space there. She's rolled her task where we've got a lot going on. Okay, so Marshall searching for, well, searching for survivors. Some clue. All right. Now, Captain Marshall. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, we already know that something is going to happen. So we know that this is going to happen. Haunting figures are going to appear and disappear randomly. So 50-50. Does it appear? For everybody. Everybody's going to get a... So for Chadwick, we rolled a 20. Nope, nothing going on here. Nothing here. All right, how about to Nichols? Ghostly Figures appear. 50-50. Roll to 15. Nothing here. How about Sarah? Sarah rolled. Sarah rolled a 3. Yes, they do. All right. So let's get down. First things first, let's find out ghostly figures are going to appear to him at some point. Oh, and we'll start with them. 50-50. And they rolled a 4. And 2. Alrighty. And back to Captain Marshall. If I can avoid throwing my d20s all over creation. Rolled a 9. He's also going to see this. Okay, let's make a quick roll for them. Now, these are just red shirts. They're going to be represented by ship stats. In this case, we're going to say sensors and security. Since I don't have a steady sheet for all of them. Sensors, security, which is 7 and a 2. For target number of 9. And they roll 2 die. Well, 11 and 15. No, they don't. Does Captain Marshall and his red shirt find a clue? His is going to be an insight plus security, which is 10 and 2. Rolled a 2 and a 17. He does not have any... No, composure, cybernetics, hand phasers, prime directive, Starfleet protocols, warp field dynamics. No, he does not have any special... So he gets 1 success. Don't. There we go. All right, so he is going to find a clue. What is the nature of the clue that he finds? Okay, I've been flipping through some of these pages here, and I'm not finding exactly what I'm thinking I'm wanting to do. So let's just... Okay, there are faint life signs that Chadwick found earlier. Faint life signs. Suppose there's some sort of cryo unit for members of the crew. For some reason, this crew is in cryogenic suspension. Let's say that's... But given that we already know that it's faint life signs, let's call that highly probable. We're going to call it 50-50. No, we said that was highly. My bad. I just said that too. Highly likely. Roll the 7. So yes. Yes, cryotubes. Okay, so we know we have cryotubes. All right. So they do not... The other red shirt team let's clarify. Marshall and a red shirt. Are searching. Now let's go with the classic six-man away team. So we've got 2 red shirts. So that's 1, 2, Marshall, Sarah, Nichols, Chadwick. That's 6. Okay, they got 2 red shirts. All right. So he finds... So he finds a clue, and then the ghostly figures appear to him. Team 2, elsewhere, did not find a clue, but they also see ghostly figures. Okay, so Chadwick doesn't see ghostly figures. Okay. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Interesting. All right. I'm going to have to cut so much silence out of this, but while I flip back and forth, you know, that's what editing software is for. So, let's see here. All right. So, Sarah is not a jumpy type of person. So, do we want to make it a task for her to not fire on this ghost until they figure out what's going on? Fire on ghost? Yes, we're going to make it a task. So that's going to be her control. and her security. And her control is a 9. If she passes this, she does not fire. So I'm going to save myself some typing in a minute, since we're going to... His numbers will be different, as will theirs, but we'll fix those shortly. Security is still going to be... let's see. One at a time. One at a time. Slow down, Patrick. Nothing here, nothing here. Okay. Rolled a 3 and a 16. One success. She does not fire. Well, she will react, obviously, but she's not going to fire out of nerves. Okay, the captain. It's going to be the same roll. His control is a 10, but his security is a 2. Alright, so captain rolled a 5 and a 12. Okay, and since they are represented by the ship, they're actually going to be using sensors plus security, so we already know what their target number of 9. They rolled a 10 and 12. They fire on the ghosts. Okay. As a result, no, before we even figure that, let's figure something out. Anybody hear the phaser fire? Does Team 2 cry for help over communicators? All right. They haven't had a chance to go too far. I'm going to say it's a likely... Well, kind of depend, because we probably have changed decks somewhere. Marshall and Team 2 are probably on the same deck, so his is very likely. Rolled an ace. All right, let's see. Chadwick, Nichols, Sarah. They're still on the bridge. I'm going to say Very unlikely. For each of those ladies. Sarah rolls a 16. No, she does not hear it. $16. No, she doesn't. Rolled an 11 for Nichols. No, she doesn't. And rolled a 13 for Chadwick. No, she didn't. Momentum. I'm going to highlight that so I don't forget that it's there. All right. Normally I'd say that, yeah, just holding fire is going to do it for him. He's going to see something. We'll figure out what he sees later. Team 2, they fire on the ghosts. Do they cry for help on their communicators? Very likely. Rolled a 12. That is... Yes, they do. And this is a good dramatic place to end this scene. The team is calling for help. Marshall heard. Let's wait one more. Runs to help Team 2. Okay, we'll find out who responds, who else responds when over the comms. The next time we do this, I think we got a lot done here. I got to figure out what to do with that momentum. Probably make an advantage. We'll figure that out later. That's bold. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. We did good tonight. I'm going to try to get this up and edit and get back to this as soon as we can. Let me get back to these notes so I can show you what I did, since I thought I was showing you this whole time and I wasn't. So here is where we are. We've got this momentum here from Nichols rolling so good on the comms and computers. We established that she knows Klingon. Everybody's got their phasers out. And Sarah, Marshall, and the security team all saw ghosts. We'll figure out what those ghosts are when we get back. Because I got to figure out what tables and stuff to roll on, so I'm not going to jack around with that. I've got some ideas. Obviously, the ghost could be, if I make a note of that. Not positive that's what it is, but we will investigate that. Fluzz. I keep making up new words. Is it temporal flux? There we go. But Guys, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so very much. If you're enjoying things, like and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Good night, guys.